Greetings, mathletes! We are about to do a box plot tutorial. All right, so the first thing that we need to do to make a box plot is get our data into Desmos. You can see that over here on my right, I have Grammy Awards viewers in millions from the year 2000 to the year 2021, and then same thing for the viewers of the Super Bowl. And be careful because these are in millions. We are going to do comparative box plots for these two variables. So I'm going to start with a list. Now I can call my list anything I want. Because I have two, I'm going to make the list names different so that I can distinguish them. If you want to do L for list, you can make the Grammy Awards list 1. Okay. Alternatively, if you are someone like me who gets confused, you can just call it G for Grammy Awards. So for my Grammy Awards, I'm going to do a capital G and then an equal sign. And the language that we have to use is square brackets. So that's right next to the P on your keyboard, the square brackets. And you can just start inputting them by hand, like 21 point, whoops, that's a 7 point. It's 21.8, comma. You don't have to do spaces, 26.7, comma. And you can do that for your entire list. That's kind of annoying. So you can do it that way. If you had a really small data set that was just integers, that would be a good way to go. But it's kind of annoying for a long data set, especially if you've got one that has decimals and if you make typos like I do. Or you can just highlight the data that you want to grab in your spreadsheet, copy it, Control C, and paste it, Control V, into Desmos, and you can see that it already formatted it for us with the commas and everything. Oops, it even did the brackets for me, so I don't need those brackets anymore. Let me just make sure that the bracket looks good on the other end so that I don't have problems. Okay, that one looks good. My other one is going to be my Super Bowl, so I'm going to call that capital S equals. And learning from my other attempt, I don't need to put the bracket because it will do the square bracket for me. I'm going to Control C for copy and Control V for paste. And it gives me my two lists. Okay. Next, we need to tell Desmos to make a box plot. And sorry, I just got Invisalign and I can't hardly speak. Okay. Box plot command is really simple. It's just box plot. And you'll know it when you get it right because the font will change from italicized to just regular. And for a box plot, instead of doing equals and square brackets, you just put parentheses. Now, rather than re-entering my entire list, I can just call the list by its name. So if I want my first list for the Grammys, I just put my capital G. And make sure that you close parentheses. And right now you can see the tail end of my box plot, but that's about it over here on the right. So if I zoom fit, it's showing me a better view of my box plot. Okay, and then, oh, here, I've got my little outlier. Boop, 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 boop. It's a fun one. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing, but for the Super Bowl. So I'm going to do my box plot command and capital S, close my parentheses. And you might be thinking, okay, well, we can't see it. That's great. Well, it's because you can see that the Super Bowl had way more viewers. So if we zoom on that one, it's way up here. It would be nice if we could compare these. So if we manually zoom out a little bit, we can see our two box plots. let's say that we had ones that overlapped more. You can put them so that they are side by side rather than like if these were closer together, they'd be on top of each other. You can do an offset, and if we like offset it by 2, it would move it up so that it wouldn't be overlapping. It would be right up here, or maybe 2.5 or 3 or something. Anyway, that's how you do that. Now, whoops. Sorry, I was trying to zoom so we can see a little bit better. All right, well, that's not working. There we go. All right, now, if you've used Desmos before for graphing parabolas or something like that, or even systems, you'll know that Desmos will like tell you what values are if you click on them, but it doesn't really do that for this. So even though it uses your 5-number summary to make these box plots, I have no idea what this number is right here, what my third quartile is. Like, I know that it's probably going to be between 110 and 115, but I don't know exactly what that number is. So there's a really easy way that you can get the numbers from your 5-number summary. And the first command would be maybe to find the median. And the command for median is just median. So again, you can see when my font changes from italicized to regular, it's ready for me to do the parentheses and issue the command. And let's say I want the median for my Grammys, which is red. So I would put a G for Grammys. And it's telling me what my median is. And then I can find my quartile. Oh, let's try the min and the max first. Those are a little bit easier. So the minimum is really easy. It's just MIN for min. And then I put in my capital G, and it tells me that my minimum value is 8.8. My max is the same, except I do max. 39. Okay, the first and third quartiles are a little bit exciting. So the command is quartile, Quartile. You do have to spell it right, or Desmos won't know what you're talking about. And this formula takes 2 arguments, okay? The first thing you have to tell it is which list, so it's a G. And then you have to tell it if you want the first quartile or the third quartile. So you do comma 1 for the first quartile. Okay, if I want the third quartile, and just copy and paste that and change my 1 to a 3, and now it's giving me the third quartile for G. Let me think if there's anything else I want to tell you before we're done. Okay, I thought of some things. Okay, so if you go up to your little wrench, you can give your axis a label. Like mine would be millions of dollars spent. Or no, millions of viewers. Haha, not dollars. Okay, so now you can see that my x-axis is telling you what my box plot, what information is conveyed by my box plot. You can also manipulate your windows. So let's say I didn't like that there was this little gap of, however much space over here. It looks like about 4. I can change my x-axis to start at 0. Okay. Now let's say I didn't want to go past, what is this? 80, 90, 100. I don't want to go past 115. I can change it to 115. Oops, that cut off my graph, but you get the idea. I can manipulate how much of my graph I'm seeing. Okay. Let me pause it one more time and think if there's anything else I need to say so I don't have to remake this video. Guys, I think that's it. I think I covered it all. Again, here are the commands. Good luck.